Hey YouTubers, Silverghost here with a new video reviewing a new pistol slash sidearm that I purchased for my Milsim loadouts and maybe walk on game loadouts. It is the new Elite Force Generation 4 Glock 17. It's fully licensed by Glock, and let me tell you, having shot the real Glock 17 myself and the Glock 19, the weight of this pistol is very close. I would actually say it's almost the same rate ratio, especially once you put the magazine in with a CO2 cartridge and some BBs. It feels pretty realistic. So if you're looking for some realism in your airsoft games, this is a good purchase. I have yet to try it out on the field, bring it to a Milsim or anything like that. As it is, we're approaching December. It's getting a little colder. There's one game I might go to. More info on that later. But I've yet to try it. I've tried it a couple of times in the house. I'm loving it so far. It feels very responsive with the trigger. It feels like it's sending the BBs down with at least. I don't have a chronograph machine, but just from the sound it's making when it's hitting the targets, I would peg it around 330 maybe to a 300 FPS. With a warm CO2. Once it gets a little colder, it might drop to around 200 FPS just because CO2 doesn't do so well when it gets colder. Your gas changes and it doesn't expand as quickly. So yeah, this is the pistol right here. And in a couple of seconds, I'm gonna actually put some BBs and a CO2 cartridge in here so we can actually test it out and shoot it, and you guys can hear it, see how it works and all of that. And I tell you, they did a really good job on this pistol. It looks great. It feels great in my hand. I was actually I almost bought the Glock 19. The only thing with the Glock 19, I'm a fan of the bigger design of the Glocks. I've always been a sucker for the Glock 17 designs. I just personally I like them a lot more. So I went with that one. And but yeah, there's many features in this pistol that's very realistic, as in the trigger safety right here. It's so that's actually a really nice feature. The breakdown of this is also pretty realistic. You pull it down, pull back, and you slide it forward, and then you can actually maintain the pistol like that. So I'm actually looking forward to using this on a game. Now let's talk about the bundle I received on Evike. They should still be doing their bundle. It is one magazine and pistol plus two CO2 magazines and one holster that goes on the belt. It is similar to like a Kydex holster. It kind of just locks into place, and your pistol is nice and secure, which is good. It's actually what I was looking for, because last time I was out playing with my friends, I almost lost my 1911, my KGW. One, because the holster I have for it isn't as good. Second being, it was just the weight of the gun. It swings a lot on my hip. I've already tried this one out. Because this has a polymer lower receiver, it is not as heavy. Even with a magazine in it, it is not as heavy as the 1911. So there's a lot less wiggling, a lot less jiggling, and probably, hopefully, knock on wood, I don't lose this, because I really want to give it like a full year of testing and see how it lasts after a year of use. Because like I said in my other videos, my KGW 1911, I've had it for 5 years. I've never replaced any of the seals on it, neither in the magazine or the pistol itself. The O-ring has never been changed, and it has always shot true. It has never missed a shot. So with good care and maintenance, your gun can last a while, and if it's good quality. After a year time, we will see how this performs and lives up to its name of, similar to the real Glock. So let's put some CO2 in here. Now the CO2, filling it up is a lot easier than the 1911 I have. You essentially twist the bottom here with the hex Allen key right here. You just pop this in. Get a CO2 cartridge right here. You put it in. You got to put the bottom in first. You slide it in. And then actually, let's put some eye protection on. Even when I'm shooting in the house, whether I'm, worried about ricochets or anything like that, I always wear eye protection because, you know, there were times where I was not wearing eye protection and, you know, you get a ricochet, boom, almost hit your eye. It's pretty scary. You know, you can replace BBs and eye protection, but you can't replace your eyeballs, unfortunately. You know, this is something that technology does not do just yet. All right, so we have gas in the magazine right now. Now, this magazine's interesting. With the design of this magazine, it is a lot thicker than most of the pistol magazines I'm used to. So in theory, you can actually pull this down, put the BBs in here, let go, and it actually organizes and double stacks the BBs the way they're supposed to sit. So actually, I'm going to test that out right now. I'm just going to pull this down. I'm just going to pour the BBs in here. Wow, look at that. Actually double stacked. I did have to do it a couple of times, you know, just to get it double stacked the way it's supposed to, like how it's supposed to sit, kind of like a zigzag. I tell you, that's actually pretty handy because I used to struggle with the other pistols, so I didn't fill it up all the way just yet, but as you can see, it's double stacked the way it should be. So let's test it out with the Glock 17. Okay, this will be my third time actually shooting this pistol, so. As you can see, there's barely any recoil that's, you know, really sending my hand back. With the 1911, I had a lot of issue because there was a lot of weight on the front and on the handle. When he was shooting, there was a lot of that you know, that energy, that kinetic energy going back, throwing my hand up after each shot. With this one, because it's a very light pistol, it's a lot easier to hold in my hand and to control the pistol as I'm shooting it. So it's a lot smoother. You know, honestly, I was skeptical when I got this pistol because you know, I've like I said, I've had the other one for 5 years and it's never treated me wrong. So I was a little worried, a little skeptical when I first got this. Popped the CO2 in there, popped some BBs in here, shot it a couple times, and let me tell you, I was a believer in the product. But I'll keep making videos after each time I use it, see if there's any performance issues or, you know, any difference when I actually take it out into a game day, because as we know, things that we test at home, you know, it doesn't always work out the same way when we go out on the field and play. You know, things change, you know, weather, temperature, you know, you name it. You know, there's all kinds of things that can affect how something works as opposed to working in a perfect environment, right? But I tell you, for the price you get for this gun, it's a great price. You know, especially if you get the bundle option like I did, you know, definitely a lot cheaper than buying the magazines individually with the holster. You know, you'd be saving a couple extra bucks there. But with that said, that's it with the review so far. You know, I'm going to do another review on how to disassemble the pistol here, so you guys can maintain it and, you know, ensure that it's, you know, effectively shooting each time. But that's for another video right there. So with that said, I wish you guys a great day. Happy holidays with Christmas coming up. So see you guys eventually.